Hi, welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm Sean Cross, the Associate Director of Annual Giving for our Beaver Nation. I'm joined today by Coach Lindsey Behonick. She's the head coach of Beaver Volleyball. Coach Behonick's entering her third season in charge of the program. Her first two seasons have seen a lot of growth and change with the program, including the first two all-conference players that we've had in quite a long time at OSU, as well as some preseason honors this year. Team GPA at 3.35 and 3.46 in her first two seasons. So a lot of growth both on the court and academically. And before coming to Corvallis, Coach Behonick was an assistant at University of Pittsburgh for 10 years. She was part of transforming that program into a national powerhouse, which included their first 4 ACC championships, 3 Elite Eights in a row, and back-to-back Final Fours. Coach Behonick, thank you for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
So tell us how you got into coaching, why you got into coaching.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Southern California. So growing up in a beach kind of culture environment, volleyball is everywhere. And my mom and my aunt played at the YMCA and got us playing at the YMCA as well, which then led us to discovering volleyball in the sand and just entering club, kind of just how every recruit is navigating getting recruited in college athletics. But generally started by just kind of where I was grew up, and great life there. Loved just where I grew up, but thought I never wanted to leave where I grew up. So I think that's what generally made me be a little bit closer to home for college. I went to school in Irvine, California, Concordia University. And from there, I decided that volleyball wasn't the end right after college and decided to try to play professionally. And at the time, now there's opportunities to play domestically, but at the time it was only overseas in Europe. And so had an opportunity to play in Innsbruck, Austria, and then came back and dabbled in some beach competitions. And then from there, just kind of found my way through networking to get into athletics and became a director of operations, and ultimately worked my way up in the assistant realm, and always had aspirations early on in my career to be a head coach, but I knew it wasn't a head coach at all costs. It needed to be the right fit and the right timing. And when this job opened up here almost 3 years ago, it fit all the things that I was looking for.
When somebody makes a gift to your program, when somebody provides support financially, when somebody makes a donation through OBN to volleyball, what kind of impact does that make, and what kind of future does that build for your program?
Well, it makes a huge impact no matter what the gift is. Even a little gift can help us in any area and facet of our program. I think now a gift helping us for the foreign tour in 2026 will make the student athletes experience even greater than what it already is currently. With the foreign trip, it will help us have more competition, more training, and a chance to just bond and make memorable connections. And I say this all the time to the girls on my team. The first question you ask when you recruit is not what your offensive system is, it's how's your culture. And so ultimately, players are looking for a place where everyone has meaning and purpose. And so I think any gift given will have the same type of impact, meaning and purpose to however they can help the athletes.
So you talked about the foreign trip a little bit. Can you talk about just how important those are to kind of success on the court? Because like you said, it builds team chemistry, but I think it's also a chance for you guys to get just more playing time together as a team.
Definitely. And there's different rules with different sports. So every 4 years in volleyball, you can go on a foreign trip. And so 2026 is the year that we can go. And my staff and I have done some studies to really propel us to go in 2026. But teams that have made the Elite Eight and Sweet 16 have generally gone on a foreign trip within like 2 years of making that tournament run. And so you can kind of just see from that statistical data that the more time you're around your team, the more you're connected and the more that success and failures can happen, but a lot of growth can happen from both of those. So And I think it's a great opportunity for people to see other cultures and other parts of the world. And I think me traveling around the world gave me the bug to play professionally too. And we're going to some countries that we have athletes from, so it's also a great opportunity for some domestic players to see kind of what life is like for those that aren't close to Corvallis.
So you spent 10 years at Pittsburgh. You were a head coach before that. What are some of the core values that you want to instill in your program that you've tried to do at every step of the way, but obviously specifically here?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I want to instill is to have my athletes leave the program more interesting than they already are. And another way of phrasing that is that not just being good volleyball players, but hopefully the things that we're learning through team dynamics or conversations with athletes is going to propel them to success for life after college, because ultimately that's why you're in college, is to discover who you are and become a better version of yourself. And if you can do that through teaching of sport, I think they're going to be successful later in life.
Was there anything that happened when you were going through volleyball as an athlete that made you realize that was what was the most important?
I think one of the biggest things from playing in college was I was coached by one of the best in the world. She's been in multiple Olympics. Her name is Paula Weisoff and was MVP of the '84 Olympics. And so just having someone that is so knowledgeable of the game, as well as being a national team head or assistant coach at the time, just really helped me realize that when her being good at her craft, like I want to be really good at my craft. I didn't know that I ultimately wanted to coach when I was in college. I knew I wanted to be in some aspect of sport. But I think just through the leadership and mentorship that I had with Paula and still do to this day really has helped navigated me to where I am as a coach here at Oregon State.
So is there any kind of message that you want to tell Oregon State fans in general that are being introduced to this program for the first time?
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of caring on the court, the way we connect in between plays, the way we connect on and off the court. I think the way the player-coach relationship is something that is unique to maybe some other programs. I think you're going to see a lot of girls that like to hit the ball really hard and be wowed by them. We're pretty physical this year, so in terms of height and jump springs, so I think it'll be fun to just see maybe a lot more blocking than you have in years past, but also just some really good defensive plays that this team makes it look effortless. And then you're coming to a historical building of Gill Coliseum, and I think our fan base does a great job, as well as our production crew, and then the band and cheer definitely make this environment something worth coming back for.
So in your opinion, what makes Oregon State special?
A very supportive athletic department in terms of the vision that I'm creating here and have created. I think people from the outside looking in can see it, and maybe it's not happening super fast, but it's gradual change. So I think what's special is the administration, athletic department. The community is hands down something I've never experienced at other institutions, just how much people in Corvallis or in the surrounding areas support not just Beaver athletics, but women's athletic sports. And just the sense that my first time living in a college town. So I think this is something special and unique that if you're not here, you maybe don't fully understand it. But once you get to campus and get to understand what the town is like, it's something that is indescribable. And people always said that. And I'm like, I never really got it until I actually am here now. And then being here, I'm able to take my kids to school and be a mom. And so to find some balance in that definitely makes this job more fulfilling too.